Guess what? First you make your habits, then your habits make you. That's right. The things that you habitually do are the things that make you. He agrees. Do you? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with the fact that you are the master of your life? You have created your life circumstances, your situation. And many people are struggling right now. Are you somebody that's struggling? You're feeling stuck. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling defeated in life. I know all those feelings. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have come a long ways from being in that really pressure-packed situation, although I do embrace new challenges every single day. But I want to get on here to encourage you that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay miserable. You don't have to just keep doing the same thing over and over again and living in a state of surrender in a negative way. There's surrendering to God, surrendering to your calling in life, but there's also just a surrender to wanting to be more, believing that your dreams are possible. I spent a large part of my day yesterday talking to the youth, primarily 7th and 8th graders. And I asked them this question. I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you want to do when you grow up? Do you know what more than half of those kids said? What did more than half of the kids that I talked to say when I asked them, what do you want to do when you grow up? IDK. I don't know. And here's the truth. And I had this conversation with them directly. Here's the truth. The truth is that they do know what they want to do. They do have a dream inside of them, but they're afraid. They're afraid already at 7th and 8th grade years, probably 12, 13, and 14 years old. They are afraid to say it because guess what? The friend, the kid next to him, guess what they're going to say? You can't do that. They're afraid for someone else to judge them for their dream, for the thing inside of them. And that's something that I just really cherish when I'm given an opportunity to connect with the youth. But yet here you are, more than likely, listening, watching this video, and you are a part of the 87% of adults on this planet. Do you want to know what 87% of the adults on this planet are feeling right now? They're feeling unhappy and they hate their jobs. Well, why do so many people hate their jobs? It's because we've been programmed. You've been programmed. You were convinced from an early age to hold back, to suppress, to edit, to mute, and to keep back out of fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, and feeling like maybe you're not going to be accepted if you speak your truth into existence. And so many of us are so frustrated. We're frustrated at who we see in the mirror. We're frustrated at who we wake up next to. We're frustrated at the direct deposit that comes in every few weeks. We're frustrated at our environment that we live in. We're frustrated with all of the things that we have created. I'm here to encourage you though. It's not too late. It's not too late to rekindle your dreams. So just for one moment, set all your limits aside. Set all of your doubts aside, all your fears, anything that's attached to monetary constraints. Set all that aside and ask yourself this. If you would be successful doing anything that your heart desires, if you would absolutely are guaranteed success at doing anything that you want, what would you do right now? And how would it make you feel if you were doing that right now? I know there's probably a few of you that feel like you are doing the thing you love, and that's beautiful. Keep doing it. If you are so aligned and so in love with your life, then I want to encourage you to share that. Share that light, share that gift, share that beauty with the world. But if you're like so many other people, technically 9 out of 10, there's a chance you're unhappy. There's a chance that you have settled for a lot less than your fullest potential. And you've quieted that voice, you've quieted that ambition inside of yourself throughout the years, and you've allowed for yourself to be defeated. You've allowed yourself to settle and say, you know, this ain't as bad as it could be, but it's not as good as it can be, so this is good enough. It's good enough. And it's because when you were asked that question, what do you want to do when you grow up? Maybe you answered, I don't know, because you were afraid. But now you're being asked, if you were guaranteed success, what would you do? What would it look like? How would you feel? And you can even take it one step further. What is something that when you were a kid, since we're talking about childhood and the youth a little bit, what is something that when you were a kid you loved to do? What did you love to do when you were a little kid, but you stopped doing it? I was thinking about that just for myself today, and I've done a lot of work with the child, the inner child. And, you know, I was thinking about myself, and I was thinking, well, man, I loved playing outside as a kid. I loved fishing as a kid. I loved riding bikes as a kid. I loved playing make-believe as a kid. I loved playing with fireworks as a kid. I loved playing with fireworks when I was a little guy. I loved playing sports. I loved being competitive. That was fun as a kid. I loved hanging out with my friends and having fun all day. Riding bikes or, you know, just hanging out. Those were always fun. I loved being outside. And I find myself out here today. And so I just want to encourage you for just a few minutes to maybe write down a list of some of the things that you loved doing as a kid that you no longer do. That you're too busy being an adult. You're too busy being a grown-up that you feel like it's stupid. And maybe it was, you know, you loved drawing, you loved singing, you loved roller skating, you loved dancing, you loved, you know, the playground. I love the playgrounds. I definitely love the playgrounds, and that's, you know, part of the play. And I just want to challenge you to go and do that. To give your inner child some time and some attention to be a kid again. Even though you grow up, doesn't mean you have to be immature, but there's a part of you that needs to feel happy. If so many people are unhappy, this is an opportunity for you to rekindle some happiness, because that is still a part of who you are, no matter how grown you are. And I want to encourage you with that. I appreciate all of you that have been tuning in to my message. It excites me to see the channel growing. I ask that if this message connects with you, that you would like it, share it, comment down below, tell me where you're from. Let's start to build this community of like-minded people, people that no longer want to settle, but we want to truly encourage and inspire. And if I take you back to that vision of children, right? I don't know. When I called all the kids out and I said, come on now, be honest, that's cap, right? Cap nowadays is lie. That's cap. You do know what you want, but you're afraid to say your truth. You're afraid to speak your truth. You don't have the confidence. You lack the confidence because the person next to you, you're afraid they're going to tell you, you can't do that, or they're going to criticize you. And a lot of us have an inner critic inside of us, holding us back, keeping us down. And yet I want to inspire you to join me in being an encourager, not a critic, to being someone that claps for other people's successes, knowing that your success is next, that someone's going to be clapping for you. Let's clap for each other. I'm clapping for you. I'm believing in you. And I know that greatness is one decision away. You got to make the choice. Make the choice to be great today. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.